I'm not smoking a bag of what you offering right now. Because when you have a wife, it's a whole different discussion that you're gonna have than someone out on the street. You
Well,
understand?
let me put it in the fight for you.
Well, hold on. Let me get it down. Let me get it out. Let me get it
resonate with you.
For you to have that kind of conversation with us and think that you could get that 3-card Monty past us, I don't believe you.
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, because just because you're using metaphors don't mean you're intelligent.
I'm not using
It just makes it take longer for us to decipher the words you're saying to get to understand it. So you kind of like holding us up with the metaphor. Just
Day, what hard words am I using?
I didn't say they were hard. I didn't say they were hard.
You said I'm using metaphors. I'm speaking straight, no allegories. I'm not reading you Old Man on the Sea. The epic.
Okay, so what is Old Man on? You just try to debunk what I said using a metaphor.
No, I just gave you a comparison. If I was speaking in allegories or metaphorically, okay. I gave you a straight situation that you said you would have your chest up. You wouldn't be Darwin, you would be Bruiser. You would say you would speak to your wife in truth.
I think the thing I was saying to when me and Viz Povit was speaking, I think he was just playing double dutch, looking for a chance to get back for me from 6 weeks ago.
It's not extreme, but it does, you know what I'm saying? It does.
It's not a deal breaker, but you're right. There is actually things about, my wife that, if we're being completely honest, that I don't like, I dislike. Because it's no, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not gonna be the cliche guy to sit here and say I married a woman that's completely perfect across the board and there's nothing she can do wrong.
Oh yeah.
I have an audience myself, so it's important for me to be authentic to be able to win the I'm not gonna even give you that speech. Anyways, I'm married to this woman and I have vows, and I believe in the covenant between us. So anything that coming between us, now don't get me wrong, I have deal breakers. I have lines that I don't want to be crossed. And I think every man has it. And it's subjective to that particular man based on his own tolerance or his traumatic experience, one may say. But for me, I'm married to this woman and I'm willing to endure some of the things that I dislike. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what
I'm not going
to
sit here.
Right?
I'm not going to sit here and say I've completely passed on it. But I will tell you that day to day, I believe marriage is a constant grind, and those things we're constantly working on. And I'm letting her know that because I love her so much, I'm going to be here to work on those things until I kill over. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we work it out, maybe don't. But I'm in for the fight because that's the one I'm married. And that's my wife.
But within the context,
you said endure though. Endure. Oh my God!
I was about to get on them about that word.
Endure.
That's a tough one. What would be a better word, a better term to use than to? You could say deal with. You could say endure. You could say put up with. You could say tolerate.
Tolerate sounds better than tolerate. Compromise, tolerate. It's a little bit better than. I'm not saying you used a bad word. It just put me in a certain space when you said endure. When I think of endure, it has a connotation of like torture.
The word could be triggering, but it's all based on the details.
God damn, endure.
Somebody. Hold on. So you saying tolerate sounds easier than endure?
Okay,
and why is that? And why is that?
Viz, watch this. We had a show not too long ago, and I was using a certain word, and he had a whole conniption, and we are giving you that same treatment 360, and you standing on your pulpit trying to defend endure. When you marry a woman, you're the biblical man. I like that. You got the nuclear family respect. If you were having a conversation with friends and your wife is there and you say that within context like you just said to us, you think she would find that favorable?
Sure, she'd know I'm being completely honest.
She would find what you just said favorable.
I don't know if I would use the term favorable, but the stuff that I speak about aren't intended for people, my wife or anybody, to find favorable. As long as it's the truth, it's up to them on how they want to accept it, whether it's favorable to them. I think favorable is subjective to the person that's listening to. So I can't tell you, what's I can't tell you what's favorable to your ears or whatever the way you hear it. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm speaking the truth, I'm the type to where I don't really give a damn about, how you feel. I'm speaking the truth. Whether you find favor in my words or not, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
okay, Darwin, all due respect, I'm not smoking a bag of what you offering right now, because when you have a wife, it's a whole different discussion that you're gonna have than someone out on the street. You understand?
Well, let me put it in the fight for you.
Well, hold on. Let me get it down. Let me get it out. Let me get it out.
Resonate with you.
For you to have that kind of conversation with us and think that you could get that 3-card Monty past us, I don't believe you.
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, because just because you're using metaphors don't mean you're intelligent.
I'm not using
It just
metaphors.
makes it take longer for us to decipher the words you're saying to get to understand it. So you kind of like holding us up with the metaphor. Just
Day, what hard words am I using?
I didn't say they were hard. You
said I'm using metaphors. I'm speaking straight. No allegories. I'm not reading you Old Man on the Sea. The epic.
Okay, so what is Old Man on? You just try to debunk what I said using a metaphor.
No, I just gave you a comparison. If I was speaking in allegories or metaphorically, okay. I gave you a straight situation that you said you would have your chest up. You wouldn't be Darwin, you would be Bruiser. You would say you would speak to your wife in truth. I
think the thing I was saying to when me and Viz Povit was speaking, I think he was just playing double dutch, looking for a chance to get back from me from 6 weeks ago. I think you're really holding it in, and I think that's a feminine trait in you that is just overpowering to the point where you have the need.
We're not gonna do that.
To be able to Sweeney, let us have it out. Darwin,
no, I'm just saying though. Can't y'all see that? Like, this dude really want to get me.
Hey, that's y'all.
Okay, so what part of me challenging you saying that you would talk that harshly and use those words to your wife rather than somebody else on the street, me trying to poke at you?
So
having a civil conversation within context.
That is a loaded question, because you said that.
How is that loaded? Okay,
I was literally about to answer why it was loaded, and you interrupt by asking me, and that doesn't actually make you seem intelligent either. So if you just listen long enough, maybe that may make you seem intelligent. So
okay,
what I mean by loaded question, when you say that, how can you say something that harsh? When you add that harsh to it, you're predisposing what I said to be harsh, and I don't agree with that. So for me to answer that means that I would have to agree that the things that I said was actually harsh, when I actually said that the things that I was saying was true. And it doesn't matter if the person that's listening to me find them favorable, as long as
God. That was God working right there. All right, so when Trev told you, whoa, another married man said that word seemed a little bit much. Was he challenging you or poking you or trying to get back at you for something 6 weeks ago? Let's put it on the table. You're not my equal intelligence with the intelligence. Not.
Hey, could I take a second to explain that? I'm going to just say why that, and then I'll let y'all do what it do. The reason why I said endure is bad, because if you look at the denotation, it says suffer something painful or difficult.
Exactly.
And it implies that someone is inflicting something on you versus tolerate is an action by yourself. That's the only reason why I said that would be a better word. I know you asked and Viz asked. That's why. Y'all keep going.
But I think I reserve the right to give context to how I used it. And I would most definitely say that in agreement that if it's something that I actually dislike, we're talking about things, I think I stated these are things I dislike. So it's kind of aligned with the definition you said for endure. But I would, for context from myself and personally, I would water it down. It's not, I wouldn't say it's suffering. I wouldn't say it's that extreme as it's stated in the definition. It's more like, okay, this is something I don't like. And if it were up to me, these things would be changed. You know what I'm saying?
He walks it back when you say it, Trev. But
he's
in defense mode when I challenge it. You understand? You're not my equal, intelligent wise. That's why you had Shannon fight your battle.
I tend to get that from people who are
not my equal,
who are at a level of intelligence.
So let me say this real quick. Let me say this. I can understand the connotation of endurance, but I also can kind of understand where he's coming from with that. I would have probably changed endurance to more of like perseverance, because just even based on counseling in a lot of marriages, there's a lot of men that have been in long marriages that struggle with sex. They struggle with getting it on a regular basis, and that's been something they've gone to counseling about, they talked about, they've been trying to work through. A lot of times guys just give up and just say, this is the way my life is going to be. And so they're enduring a part of the marriage that they're really unhappy with. Whereas the ones that work on it, keep trying to talk about it, keep trying to improve things, they're persevering. They're still suffering in a slight way, but they are actively trying to change that situation. So it's more of like a persevere type of thing. So you can kind of, see it both ways.
You know,
I think everybody,
Nelson, don't save him. You understand? That's like when your wife is fat and she's at the mirror, you married, and she said, baby, how I look in this? And you said, baby, you look good.
No, I actually got a video
about or
that.
you could take his way.
Yeah, I don't think you watch my content, and that's even worse. That even makes you look even bad.
Or I don't watch. I
literally put videos and I made them public specifically for you.
Or you can say
you still can't get it right.
Like he said, he was going to say the truth. You're fat.
But wait, man, let me say this real quick.
Okay, we got to transition to the next topic. I know we just spinning around with this one. Viz, just say what you're gonna say. Nobody else, and let's go ahead and move on.
I'll just say this real quick. I think that you guys are taking that word to the extreme as if it's consistent. Any relationship that you're in, you're going to endure something at some point. You know what I'm saying? If you're committed to it, in that point, you can't just walk away from it. So in a marriage, when those tough times come and you can't walk away from it, we've made the decision that we're not going to go to bed upset at each other. We now have to put on our adult drawers and have the conversation and endure whatever emotion it is that we're feeling and figure out how to settle this to continue on. So when I hear him say endure, that's what I think. I feel like tolerating that seems harsher to me. Persevering, that seems to me, it seems like these are all constant and consistent occasions that's happening. So me personally, that's what I hear and feel when I hear those words being used.
All right.
Nah, Viz, you can't get that. I'll leave it there because I know you said you were moving.
Come on. That's bad. That's disingenuous. Yo, JR.
That's me being 100.
I gave him the definition. He went to feeling.
All right, hold on.